right? So in that class, in the last class, I talked about XPaths and I told you various things, right? For example, if you go to the website, I was talking about say bbc.com, fine, and I want to identify the elements with the help of XPath on this website. So you can directly take this from Firebug, right? Say I want to click on the link, this link, right? So you can take the XPath of this link from Firebug. This is the XPath, and I told you it is calculated on the basis of ID. Firebug goes and sees that fine, link tag has got no ID, it moves one tag above, li tag, then ul tag, and ultimately it reaches div tag which has got ID. So it makes the XPath like this, that there is a div tag whose ID is this. Under that there is a ul tag, li tag, and anchor tag a. Fine. So I'll make a new project over here, day 5, and include the Selenium jar files into it. Fine, yeah, Kiran, I'll do that. Sure. So now I'll make a new class over here inside it known as BBC. Fine. So if I write over here WebDriver driver equals to new Firefox driver, right? And you write driver dot get the URL. Fine. Here is the link, Vinita. This is the link for day 4 video. This is the link. Fine. I've given on WebEx chat. Right. So this is the website. Fine. Now you can write over here web element, say link equals to driver dot find element by the criteria XPath. Fine. And this will be the XPath. Now you can do anything with this link. Okay. If I write system.out.println link dot get text, this function with web element will give you the text of the link. Fine. If you want to click on the link, you can simply write link dot click. Fine. So when you run this, so it clicks on the link, you see that, right? And it prints the text as well, right? Now the thing is, for every web element you don't need to write 2 lines, right? Like for if you first to extract the web element, then you do the operation on it, right? You can write the complete thing in 1 line. If you want to click on the link, you can also write something like this, that is driver dot find element, and directly in front of it put dot click. So the extraction starts from the left side, the execution starts from the left side. First this part is executed and then the function is called. Okay, so this way you'll not have to write two lines. Similarly, that day I made the file over here, BBC, and I had this, but ultimately I actually went to Gmail in this, right? But instead of writing these four lines like this, I can write directly driver dot find element by the ID email dot send keys. You can send some text into it, and similarly for the password, driver dot find element by the password dot send keys, some password. Okay, so there are many other identifying criteria as well, like CSS selector, as the name suggests. Link text, as the name suggests, it would identify the element based on the link. Then partial link text is also there. Right, tag name. Fine, we'll talk about them, just be with me. Right, now there's a point to be noted here before I move forward. Okay, if I'm opening Mozilla Firefox, if I'm running this code, hold on, then you will observe that the Firefox which has opened is very different than the regular Firefox which you have on your machine, right? It is not same as the Firefox which is installed on your machine. It is different than the Firefox which is there on your machine, because it's, first of all, it's got no bookmarks which you have in your regular Firefox, right? It's got no add-on like Firebug or something, right, which you had installed. Let me show you a standalone example. I'll create a new class known as Firefox. Fine. If you write over here WebDriver, right? Okay, so I have written WebDriver driver equals new Firefox driver. If I run this, what will this open? This will open a blank Firefox window. Fine. But the window which is opened will be very different from the Firefox which is installed in your system. Okay, it's got no bookmarks, it's got nothing, it's got no Firebug, right? Fine. So how will you manage this? How will you manage this window? Because when you are executing the tests, right, and if a test case fails at a certain point, suppose I am executing a test which is navigating through various pages, right, and suppose on page number 3 my script fails. Okay, on page number 3 the script fails. Now I don't have Firebug on Firefox which is opened by Selenium, and I will not be able to identify the object or investigate the page and all anything, right? So what's the reason behind this? First of all, why don't I get the add-ons, the bookmarks and all everything? Do you guys know about the concept of Firefox profiling? Do you know about Firefox profiling? No? Okay, fine. So look, the thing is, I'll first explain the concept of profiling. Suppose I am using this PC and I am sharing this PC with one of my friends. I have a personal computer and I am sharing the personal computer with one of my friends. Okay. Now what I want is that um, when I open up Firefox, right, I should see my set of settings, my set of bookmarks, right? Okay, my set of add-ons, in Firefox. That is a Firefox which is customizable for me. My friend wants that when he opens up Firefox, he should see his set of bookmarks, his set of add-ons, his set of settings in Firefox. Alright. So this can be achieved with the help of Firefox profiling. You can create multiple profiles or multiple different instances, you can say multiple different profiles of Firefox on a single machine. Each Firefox will have its own set of settings and the user can open the one which he wants to, right? To do that, you have to make sure you close the Firefox browser from this file exit setting. Right, the first and the most important thing is close Firefox from here, file exit. Alright, and then go to run and type the command firefox.exe-p profile manager. This is the command. I'll give you the command over the WebEx chat. Yes, profiling is only specific for Firefox browser, not for IE or Chrome. Okay, so when I click on OK over here, hold on, file exit, yeah, you get a window like this. Choose your profile. These are the different profiles which are there on my machine, 3 different profiles. I can create a new profile known as Selenium. Fine. So this is the Selenium profile which I have just created. If I click on Start Firefox or if I double click on it, a Firefox browser will open up. This Firefox browser will be like freshly installed Firefox on your machine. Okay, it will have no bookmarks, nothing, right? If I want, suppose I can go to google.com on this Firefox and bookmark, say google.com, and if I write over here download Firebug, right, you can download and install Firebug inside this Firefox. You can go here and click on add to Firefox, install it, right. When you restart the Firefox, now if I open up the Firefox, the recent one which was created, Selenium profile, will get opened. It's got Google bookmark and it's also got Firebug installed inside it. Right. So if you want to go back to the profile window, if you want to switch the profile, you can click on file exit and go back over here and select the profile which you want to open. Default is the normal regular Firefox which is installed on your machine. Fine. So with the help of profiling, you can create a Firefox depending on your requirements and your needs. Fine. And this can be helpful in Selenium. Now what Selenium does, right? What Selenium does, it creates its own profile programmatically when you write new Firefox driver and it launches Firefox. This profile gets destroyed when the program ends. Right? Selenium opens up a temporary Firefox profile which has got no set of settings which you want. Fine, and that particular profile gets destroyed after the program has ended. Fine. So what you want is that you should have your own profile. Okay, I want to tell Selenium that fine, instead of opening its own profile, go and open the profile of this browser, that is Selenium profile which I just created, right? So that I have got my settings, I have got Firebug in that particular profile, and I can investigate the browser when Firefox opens. Alright, so what I want to tell Selenium over here, go and open up the Firefox with the profile Selenium. Look, you can do that, but to do that you need to understand the concept of constructors in Java language. Fine. What a constructor is, you need to understand. Fine. I'll just create a new class over here, say the class called car. I'll come over to it, but first let me talk about constructors. Right. What are the properties of the car? The car has got name, price, say type. Fine. So these are the three properties of a car. Fine. If I create a new class known as say test, alright, and what I'll do is I'll write over here car c1 equals to new car, right, and I'll write over here c1 dot name is BMW X1, right, c1 dot price is some number, c1 dot type is SUV, right. Fine. Look, what I'm doing is I'm creating the object over here and I am initiating the various properties of the object out here. Okay, so every time I create an object, say C2, I'll have to initiate the properties separately. C2 dot name is say Swift, C2 dot price is some price, C2 dot type is some like small. So the thing is, you have got different objects of the car class here. Fine. For every object which I create, I need to initiate the properties of that object. Now we are lucky that the car class has got just one property. What if the car class had 10 different properties and I had to create 100 objects of the car class? Then it would have been a problem for me, because for each and every object I would have to initiate the properties separately, right? Okay, so the thing is, this creates a problem. Okay, if the properties increase, if number of objects increase, then I need a way in which I can initiate the object in a faster way rather than doing this. So to do that, you actually need constructors. Okay, what a constructor is? Constructor is something which is having the name same as the name of the class, but it's not a function, it's got no return type. This is the constructor of the car class. Suppose inside it I write system.out.println car constructor. Okay, so this constructor is called every time you create the object of the car class. Whenever you write new car, this constructor will be called. The name should be same as the name of the class. So when I run this program, when I run test car.java, yeah, when I run it, why is not this? Yeah, you'll see that car constructor is getting printed 2 times, because 2 times I am creating the object. If I create the object more number of times, every time you create the object, right, that constructor will be called. Fine. Okay, so I can do initializations of the object inside the constructor. To do that, I can have a different constructor like this, public car, in which you pass the name, price, and type. So this is a different constructor. When I call this kind of constructor, I can write out here something like this, that is car C3 equals to new car, and C3 dot name is Honda, C3 dot price is some price, C3 dot type is say petrol. Okay, so earlier we used to initiate the object like this. Now what I can do is that I can eliminate these three lines and I can send the name, price, and type directly inside the car constructor which you have. Okay, it should be int p, right? So you create the object and you pass over the properties of the object inside the constructor. Okay, and inside the constructor I can initiate it. I can write name equals to n, which is being passed, price equals to p, and type equals to t. Okay, this concept is quite important, right? So depending on the constructor you are calling, if you are calling this or a no argument constructor, right, that particular constructor will be called. So this concept is also known as overloading, right? You have the same name but number of input parameters they differ. I can also make a constructor of the car class like this, in which I just pass over the name and no other property. So these are the various overloaded forms of the constructor, that is name is same but the type of the number and type of the input parameters, they are different. Okay, so right now if you go to the website seleniumhq.org, in the Java documentation, fine, hold on, you will be able to see the constructors and all everything. If you look at this, suppose the Firefox driver, every class has got a constructor summary. So these are the various constructors for Firefox driver. The default constructor we have already seen. You write new Firefox driver and Firefox opens up, right? There are other ones as well. The one which we are interested in, this one, Firefox driver, which accepts the object reference of a class known as Firefox Profile. Okay, just give me 2 minutes, I'll make you understand this, right? Let's go back to firefox.java. Now our objective over here, as I had explained you, was to open up Firefox with the profile Selenium. I don't want Selenium to open up any temporary profile when it starts the Firefox, right? To do that, you have a class known as profiles ini. You create the object of this internal class known as profiles ini, right? And hold on, right? And from this, what does this class means, profiles ini? This class, it represents all the Firefox profiles which are present on your machine. Fine. So the profiles ini class out here, it represents all the profiles which are there on your machine. Fine. So from all the profiles you can write get the profile known as Selenium. Selenium profile we had just created. So I'm extracting the profile Selenium, and this returns you the object of a class known as Firefox Profile. So this is the profile in which you are interested in. Fine. And you pass over this profile in the constructor of Firefox driver class when you are opening the Firefox. This is the constructor which I have used. The constructor which takes the object reference of a class known as Firefox Profile. Okay, right? Now when you run this program, you will have a Firefox opening up, but that Firefox will be having, see, Google as the bookmark, and it will be having Firebug and all everything inside it, right? So this is how you can open up a Firefox with a particular profile, and you can have all the set of settings like Firefox, bookmarks, and all the add-ons and all whatever you want. Now when is Firefox profile used? Okay, it is used at many times. Say at times when you have to use HTTPS websites, you use for certificate handling and all, you use Firefox profile. Especially when you have to test your Android driver, right? If you have to test your applications on Android, then Firefox profiling is used. Fine. Then if you have to test the proxy, I'll talk about all of them, right? If you have to do some proxy settings in your browser, suppose you want the test cases to be executed on some proxy, fine, you can do the proxy in the Firefox profile and open up that Firefox profile. So at various times you will feel the need of using this Firefox profile. Fine. Especially also where if you want to say download files with the help of Selenium, then also you use the Firefox profile. Okay, right? Download files means that sometimes you click on a link and the download link comes up to you, right? So if you want to manage that kind of window for downloading, so you use Firefox profiling. Okay, so this is an important concept, right? This will be used a lot. Okay, now so far any doubts or any questions from anybody, right? I yeah, Jyoti, you can ask your question, Jyoti. Yes. So Firefox profile also helps you to investigate the browser when your tests are running. That helps a lot, right? It was not command prompt. Look, what profiles INI class does, it opens up an existing profile. If I look at, yeah, profiles INI is an internal class, Firefox profile is an internal class. Okay. What profiles INI does is, it represents all these profiles which are pre-existing. I want to open up a pre-existing profile, and that's why I use profiles INI. Okay, yeah. Profile Sirisha Profiles INI is a inbuilt class. Alright. Any other questions? Right. So guys, I'll have to stop for today.